Business Cup Challenge, which will be presented by Daniel Adkins of MURDOCH University.
Thank you. So good afternoon. I appreciate you coming to the session and hearing about what we've done in previous years with the Business Cup Challenge. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Dan Adkins. I'm from MURDOCH University in Dubai. And as I come to you to talk about entrepreneurship, it's not strictly from an academic standpoint, although we do teach about entrepreneurship, but it also comes from a practical standpoint. During my career, in addition to moving up through the corporate ranks of a bunch of companies you probably never heard of, like Dell, Clorox, IBM, Visa, I also started 2 businesses that generated over $1 million in annual sales in their first year. So I know what it takes to start and run a business, and that gives me a very unique perspective to help host the Business Cup Challenge. So I'd like to talk to you a little bit about rebels. We all know them. We've all had them in our classes, right? Maybe the long-haired, freaky kind of kids, or maybe ones who actually went out and got themselves arrested, right? These are not straight A students by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, these are the kind of kids who get kicked out of school, maybe even get kicked out of university. But then again, you might recognize Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. Okay, entrepreneurs are cut from a different cloth than most people. Traditional education doesn't tend to be their way of thinking about things, their way of doing things. Steve Jobs started university, dropped out. Bill Gates started university, dropped out. And if you go down the list of the great innovators, you'll generally find that. But entrepreneurs are very important to our economy. Let me ask you, thinking about small and medium enterprises, right? What percentage of all businesses do you think are small or medium enterprises? So under 500 total staff.
60%.
60%?
Higher, I reckon.
Higher? Yeah. What do you think?
85.
80, 85? Anybody else? 99.9% of all companies in the world are SMEs. Okay, and this was from a survey that was done in 2013, based in the United Kingdom, but looking at the entire world. 99.9% are small or medium enterprises. These are companies that are started and generally are being run by entrepreneurs. It also has a big effect on employment. Now, you were a bit closer with the number when it comes to employment. Just under 60% of all jobs are in small and medium enterprises. So given that, odds are you're probably, well, at school's not, but most people are working for a small or medium enterprise. And as far as gross national product or sales, small and medium enterprises represent just under 50% of all the business that's done in the world. Does that sound pretty important? I certainly think so. And if we look at these small and medium enterprises, just to see how many are really being run by entrepreneurs, just under 63% are sole proprietorships, or businesses where you've got one entrepreneur running the show. Very different. I mean, many of us have worked in large corporations. If you're working at a school, maybe in the gyms or Talim group, you're working in a large organization. But that's not where most of the jobs are. Half of the money comes from the small businesses. So we have a responsibility as educators to do our best to prepare students to either take up places in these businesses, or even better, to be part of the 62% that are actually run as sole proprietorships. So how can we do that? Well, there's some different ways, but let me go through a few more facts. It's estimated in the world there are about 400 million entrepreneurs. That's a pretty large slice of the population. We've got 7 billion people. 400 million of them are entrepreneurs. That's a pretty big area, pretty big number of people that we need to educate. The growth rate of entrepreneurial businesses starting up is over 25%. Entrepreneurial businesses are the fastest growing segment in business in the world. Now this one might be interesting to you. In studies, they found entrepreneurs are happier, report higher overall happiness than the general population. Now, some of you may be here with your bosses, so I won't ask this, but do you think it might be because they don't have a boss? I don't know. Could be. Yes. Yeah. Control is actually a big factor. When they've asked people why do they feel so happy, it's because they feel like they have control of their life. They get to make the choices. Most entrepreneurs do not go to university. That's interesting. Now, I'm standing here representing the university. We teach about entrepreneurship. We're not going to get most of them. So what does that mean? Those of you who are in primary and secondary education, you're the last chance they have. You're it. The last formal schooling that they're probably going to take is what you're giving them. And if you teach them how to be good entrepreneurs, they're more likely to be successful. Now think about that. How many of your schools have an entrepreneurship program? Yeah. Okay. I did a little study around universities here in Dubai. I found a total of 1 university here in Dubai that actually had a bachelor's degree that was directly related to being an entrepreneur. Okay, and it wasn't one of the top tier universities. If you take the top tier universities, none of them have that. It's interesting. Doesn't it seem like we're missing a whole segment? So to help address this, Murdoch established the Business Cup Challenge. And the Business Cup Challenge is designed to get people excited about being an entrepreneur, about how to start a business, about what it takes. And we opened it up to 11th and 12th grade students. We felt like this was the most appropriate level because by this time they've got their foundational knowledge, they have probably been taking some business studies classes, they have a basic understanding and have the tools in their toolbox so that they can actually participate. We have the students form up into teams of 5. We found that that was a pretty good number because it allows a team with multiple skill sets to be pulled together. And given the size of the cases and the amount of time they have, it really takes dividing it up into 5 people to get the cases done well. Over the first 3 weeks of the competition, the students are given 1 business case a week. They usually get the business case on Thursday evening, and then they have until the following Thursday to complete it. So during the week, they're going through and analyzing a business situation and coming up with either entrepreneurial or intrapreneurial ideas of how to address it or how to improve the situation. Each week, the cases are marked, and we keep a leaderboard. Who's leading in points? At the end of the 3rd week, the top 8 teams, based on points, are told that they're going to the final. But we don't want to cut people off. Some people start slow and then start performing much better as it gets to the end, as they get the hang of things. So we want to leave the opportunity open. We also want to give all of the students as close an experience as we can to what it's like to really try and start a business. If you have ever been familiar with how venture capitalists operate, one of the things that they do is have people who want money come and do a pitch. And they call it an elevator pitch. So imagine if you got on an elevator on the first floor of a building and we're going up maybe 8 or 10 floors. You have about 60 seconds. An elevator pitch is what you would say in that 60 seconds if you happen to step onto the elevator with the head of Piper Jaffray or one of the major venture capital companies. Can you convince somebody in 60 seconds that you have the right idea on a business and it's worth them putting millions of dollars into? So all of the teams who were not identified as one of the 8 finalists through the points are given 60 seconds. One member of the team stands up and pitches a business idea. And then the judges vote, and the best pitch gets into the final. We also considered that there are other factors that are important. Maybe the team didn't score the highest in points, but they displayed an incredible spirit, or they had great teamwork, or showed a real flash of creativity. We want to reward that too. So we saved the 10th and final spot for what we call the judge's choice. So the judges have looked at all of the contributions from all of the teams, and they find one that really struck them as showing something unique, something worthwhile. And that's the 10th final. So all of the teams, and last year it was 84 teams, prepared for the final. So they got the opportunity to do that 4th case. 10 got to stand up and present. And last year when we did this, we did it at Duck Tack in the Center Point Theater. So the students were getting up and presenting in a large auditorium that seats about 300 people, probably the largest space they've ever presented in. And we had probably 150 to 200 people there at any one point in time. It's a great opportunity for the students to get over any stage fright that they might have. Because when they go and pitch to a real VC, this is what they're going to have to deal with. If you go to Silicon Valley and go to any of these VC meetings, you'll see hundreds and hundreds of competing teams sitting there, hundreds of other members of venture capital companies sitting there, a panel of judges, and there you are on a stage with a big clock over your head. Okay. It's intense, and we wanted to give as close to that experience as we possibly could. Okay. So what kind of skills are we calling on the students to use? And to me this is important because the Business Cup Challenge is about skills development and trying to equip the students with the things that they're going to need to actually be an entrepreneur. Teamwork. Even though over 60% of the small and medium businesses were sole proprietorships, that doesn't mean that they're one-person shows. A sole proprietor still probably has a team working with them. And having teamwork skills is critical, especially if the business is ever going to grow beyond that small sole proprietorship. So we want the students to really learn teamwork and get practice with it. Research and analysis. If I went and grabbed the average teenager off the street or average adult off the street and said, you know, have you ever had a really great business idea? They probably have. And if they related it to me, it's probably one that other people have done a little research and realized there's no business there. There's no way to actually make money doing this. If you look back to Silicon Valley during the late 1990s, there were a whole lot of people who came up with awesome business ideas. Some of them even got funding from venture capitalists. And then they realized there was no business there. There was one company that came up with this awesome idea. We're going to pay people to sit at home and surf the web. Right? So how many of you could enjoy, at least for a while, a job where all you had to do was surf the web and you got paid for it? Right? If we ask your students, it would be much higher. I'm sure. I see one of the students going, oh yes, right? Okay. That's great. They got lots of people who signed up to do this. How do you make money on that? Exactly. It's like, well, we make a loss on everybody who does it, but we'll make it up in volume, right? So we want to teach the students, or have the students use research skills and analysis skills so that they can find out, is there really a business here? Put some real critical thought into it. Creativity. This is hugely important as an entrepreneur because you are constantly facing adaptive challenges, things that you've never had to solve before and maybe no one has ever had to solve before, and you have to have creativity. Now, as a professional educator, it pains me to say this, but I think Sir Ken Robinson said it well when he said schools kill creativity. If you haven't watched his TED Talk on this, I would highly recommend it. We're trying to reinstill some of that, okay? Trying to reignite that. As you remember, Socrates said, education is not the filling of a vessel, it's the lighting of a fire. That's what we're trying to do, is light that fire of creativity again. Presentation development. If they're going to go before a venture capitalist, an angel investor, the board of a bank, they're going to have to present. So we want the students to make good use of their presentation skills. Most of them did something like this, PowerPoint, maybe Prezi. But last year we had one team that did something that was truly awesome, and I'll share that with you at the end just before the Q&A to show you what kind of presentations your students are capable of coming up with. Some of the students actually used producing capabilities, like producing commercials. 2 years ago when we did the Business Cup Challenge, the final case required them to actually produce a television commercial for a new product. So the students had to go through and do some storyboarding, write a script, get people to act in it. Most of them used members of their own team, but some went beyond that. Filming it and editing it. And we got some really great commercials. Some of them were, with a little polishing up, probably good enough to put on TV. They also had to produce advertisements, hard copy advertisements. So they had to take photos, do photo editing, graphic design, and put together some nice glossy ads. And again, the quality was incredible. You should be very proud of the kind of work your students are able to do. So before I go into the Q&A, I'd like to let you see the quality of the work that can be done. I can stand here and tell you what great work the students do, but I think it's best to let them speak for themselves. That I'm going to show you came in second place last year. Arguably they should have been first, but came in second place last year and did so well that they actually got hired to do marketing work for a real company after this. Oops. So the group calls themselves the Business Angels. Whoops, where's the, there it is.
Social and
Hi there.
is increasingly becoming the largest and most successful phenomenon in the world. Market oligopoly consists of networks such as Facebook and Google Plus dominating. Facebook has become the go-to network for family, friends, and even businesses and government entities. You can chat with your grandmother in India, play a game, post pictures of your wedding, and encourage people to sign up for your mailing list all without leaving the site. Not only that, but Facebook has its own advertising network, making it easy and cost-effective to get your business in front of your target audience. The new kid in the social media market has a lot to offer. Google Plus allows you to pick and choose who can see your content, making it a bit like your Facebook wall with groups mixed in. Not only that, but Google Plus gives you a lot of sharing space, whereas Facebook limits individual wall posts to 420 characters.
Okay. I don't know where the sound went.
Currently, the market share for Google Plus is increasing and their shares for Facebook are decreasing. This is due to the additional features of Google Plus, such as the integration with Gmail and YouTube, a less cumbersome mobile phone app, Google search engine, better photo tagging, strong group chat features such as Hangouts, and safer content sharing. Facebook may have a few of these features, however, they are better within Google Plus.
Why did MySpace fail?
To be honest, even if Google Plus is better than Facebook, I'm still not completely ready to make the transition. I feel like I'm actually using Facebook at the moment, and although I do share some of my content on Google Plus, that's the only real commitment I've made so far.
Is it about Facebook that attracts millions of users? What can be done to make it even better? Our proposal alters Facebook's current design, transforming it from a simple photo sharing and communication website to a hub for almost every daily activity that can be done on the internet. Despite the extensive features previously provided, users have continually complained about the alterations made to the Facebook page and their profiles. The dissatisfaction is something that users adapt to, and they continue to use Facebook in spite of it, due to the entertainment value and of course the fact that it is free. However, what if Facebook needed their customers to pay for this much in-demand service? With the current level of competition, it would be a major gamble on Facebook's part. Our new proposed Facebook design would include solutions to the aforementioned problems to make for an outstanding social networking experience, whilst justifying a small price to be paid. It will consist of two versions, Facebook Basic and Facebook Premium. The basic package will be introduced at a minimal fee, which will allow users to change the look of their Facebook. It will include a split professional and personal section with brand new newsfeed design, which will only have one column for timeline. This basic package will be for people who are looking for a change but do not require the extra features of Facebook Premium. Facebook Premium has been tailored to provide the ultimate social networking experience. It will be the one-stop site for everything. In terms of layout, it will have multiple tabs on the homepage to increase accessibility. These tabs will be specific with email, friends, family, work, and the all-new product, Notebook. The email tab will be a personal email account, eliminating the need to have a separate one. Once you sign into Facebook, there's no need to sign out. The next tab is the personal tab, which is divided into friends and family, to allow you to differentiate between who is seeing each of your posts, although you can still post the same thing to both sections to be seen by all. Next is the work tab, which is the ultimate way to access your workplace from the comfort of your own home. With a group of work friends who cannot view your personal interactions unless you want them to, you can chat, upload documents, make conference calls, and make your CV accessible to prospective employers. The final tab will be the Notebook. This tab will include up-and-coming artists that pay royalties to Facebook to be featured on the website. The page will consist of the featured artists, top 10 songs, and music videos, all of which can be easily downloaded. A liking system will judge the popularity of music on a weekly basis. Notebook will use the concept of smart ads to suggest to its users more artists, including the up-and-coming ones, as well as songs that correspond to their preferred taste in music. For example, if a user is interested in hip-hop as suggested by his or her likes or pages, Notebook will suggest songs and artists that are of a similar genre that the user may like. The users can then pay to download the music into their library. Another premium feature in Notebook will be the concert streaming section. Users can stream and view concerts from around the world through one click on Facebook Stream. It's the ultimate Facebook experience, one site that has it all. Our proposal implements the strategy of optional product pricing as we are offering more exclusive content at higher prices. We are still remaining competitive with other paid apps such as WhatsApp and upgraded Skype, which charge 99 cents and $6.99 per month respectively. Also, we've included elements of psychological pricing by charging 99 cents and $2.99 for the upgrades. Our basic upgrade is 99 cents and it includes a single column timeline, personal and professional section divisions of the profile, and improved video chat quality. For the premium upgrade, it's $2.99 and we have enhanced single column timeline with a customizable background, personal section of the profile further divided into friends and family for privacy, Notebook, the smart music downloading platform, and high quality group video chat. In order to reinstill the element of exclusivity that allowed Facebook to explode originally, the premium upgrade will be unveiled a week after the basic upgrade. This will spark hype and provide an exclusive edge to the much-awaited new layout. The payment method to get this upgrade will be affiliated with PayPal when upgrading on the website and the iTunes Store to make it easier to make the one-time only payment.
The idea of smart ads allows people to have their ads personalized to them on their Facebook page depending on their likes. They are therefore more likely to visit the ad pages and buy products from the advertised companies. The smart ads will incentivize companies to promote their product or service on Facebook, and Facebook would implement a pay-per-click policy, thus increasing their revenue.
As a result of the implementation of the new Facebook, profitability of Facebook would increase significantly. Revenue will be generated through a variety of sources such as Notebook, Facebook Stream, and increasing advertisers that will benefit from the smart ads. Following an increment in revenue, investors would get higher dividends due to higher profitability. This would mean credibility of Facebook would increase in the market, increasing share prices and investors. Existing investors would be convinced to keep shares in Facebook due to higher dividends and also attract new investors to buy shares and increase capital for Facebook.
Ladies and gentlemen, our proposal is going to keep Facebook on the cutting edge.
Pretty incredible considering that this was a group of 12th graders. If any of you have ever looked on YouTube or some of the TED Talks with RS Animate, that's exactly what they do as a professional company. And as I said, these young ladies were so good that they actually got hired to do a similar marketing video. Okay, and one of the people said that she was actually going to make a business like this. So as an entrepreneur, she was going to start a business after finishing high school. This is what the Business Cup Challenge is about. It's giving students an opportunity and a platform to test things out, to see what it's like to think entrepreneurially, to have that spark of creativity, and then hopefully to deliver something that ultimately could lead to a business for them. So with that, I'd like to open it up for Q&A. Any questions about this?
What's the timescales? When's the competition and when you've got to enter by?
So we start the competition at the end of September to kind of tie in with the start of most of the curriculums, and then run it through the month of October, with the finals being held sort of end of October so that we don't start getting into exam timetables in schools. So it's run over 4 weeks, usually the month of October. They can enter up till the Thursday that we send out the first case. Yes.
Is there a cost involved, entry fee or something?
No cost, no entry fee. Nice prizes. The winners have, over the past 2 years, received national bonds. So the first 3 teams all received national bonds, and the top team last year also got top-of-the-line tablet computers. So some nice prizes.
Competition been running?
This will be our 3rd year in 2014. So, other questions? Sir? The age group? Anyone who is in 11th or 12th grade. So from each school, we take 2 teams, 1 team from 11th grade, 1 team of 12th graders. And and it's open to any school in the GCC.
Maximum number of participants?
So it's 5 per team.
5 per team.
Yeah. Now, if a school is exceedingly large, we could possibly take 2 teams from that school. I know some of the schools where they've got 2,000 or 3,000 secondary students would be sad to limit it. So, anything else? I'm sorry. Yes.
Before you leave,
Oh,
I'd like to
yes.
also hand you a flyer as well with some information.
Yeah, so if you would like to get teams signed up from your school, the email address is on the flyer, and you can send an email over, and we'll go ahead and get teams signed up. That way they have the whole summer to think about it.
And I could do 2 or 3 teams from my school. I mean,
Yeah, you've got,
it's not one team per school.
yeah, you've got a larger school, so. Yeah. Now, this is a challenge for everyone too. Both years, Cambridge International School has won. So, if you're rivals with Cambridge, this is an opportunity.
If that one was a runner-up, what did Cambridge do to win it?
They had an excellent presentation. The only reason this was the runner-up was one of the judges said, well, the students never got up and presented themselves. Everything was in video, so he marked them down for that. But on the judging panel for last year, we actually had one member of the previous year's winning team. And that student, even though he was from Cambridge, actually voted for the other school, saying this was better. But we had to take the points the way they fell, and this one came in second. But Cambridge is and has consistently been awesome every step of the way. We've also seen some great things from other schools, and this is the idea. We want to open it up and really get some good competition. Okay. Well, if you don't have any further questions, please have students from your school sign up. Feel free to contact us at any time for more information, and we look forward to seeing all of you at DuckTac or another venue when we get to the end of October. Thank you so much.
I'd like to thank Mr. Daniel Atkins for that very informative session. Thank you, sir, for being here, and thank you for all of you for attending the session.